Hello everyone, I am Sumit Chandar Advocate, and today I will try and share from my personal experience about how you can gain maximum from internships. What is it that you can do to make the most out of your internships? But before I begin, let me first thank Desi Kanoon for inviting me to speak on this topic. I feel Desi Kanoon is doing an incredible job for the benefit of law students, and I am fortunate to be contributing towards that. Well friends, internships were not compulsory at the time when I was doing my law graduation. However, I personally chose to do internships during every college holidays I would get. I was fortunate to have found a senior who was himself very hardworking and gave me an opportunity to work with him. I also, over the years, have had an experience of giving opportunities to various law students to work as interns in my office. Today, I will share with you my experiences over the years, and I hope that you will gain not only from listening to me, but eventually also gain the maximum from your future internships. Let us first begin with understanding how to select a firm for internship. In the earlier days, it was comparatively easy to select an area of practice because all lawyers were broadly categorized into two categories: civil lawyer and criminal lawyer. But now things have changed. You have a variety of exposure. There are corporate firms, IPR firms, debt recovery firms, maybe a law researcher with a court. Besides, you also have an option to join a litigation firm, a corporate firm, or maybe a government counsel. So the choices, like I said, are numerous. It is definitely a personal choice of an individual to select the kind of exposure he or she wants. However, at this stage in life, how do you make a selection without actually having an exposure to the various areas of practice? In fact, for many, even when you become a lawyer, the same question will continue to haunt you. Unless, of course, you have during your internships taken the exposure with different areas of practice. That is why these internships are important. Please take your internships seriously. Not only utilize every available time during the college to get as much exposure as possible in the different fields of law, but also involve yourself deep into the work you are given. It is only then that will help you understand if that is the area of law which really excites you. Don't take up internships just to get a certificate. Please don't. Because in that, neither do you gain any knowledge, nor do you gain any exposure in the internships, and nor do you make yourself useful to the lawyer or the firm you have joined. Friends, you are in a generation where many feel that internships should also be beneficial in terms of money. Well, I'll take a short break here because I'm told that the video is coming tilted. I don't know how to make that straight. But anyways, well, so I was talking about that you are in a generation where many feel that internships should also be beneficial in terms of money. So stipend becomes an important criteria for all of you to join, or at least for some of you. Nothing wrong in expecting a stipend, but don't make that as your sole criteria for selecting an internship. In fact, your most important criteria for selecting a firm for internship should be the exposure you are expected to get in from that firm in the work. So now, keeping in view all these things, once you have selected the firm, how do you gain the maximum from it during the 1 or 2 months you're going to be there as an intern? Well, friends, focus on the work, like I said, and I would divide that into 2 broad categories. One is the legal work and the other is the miscellaneous work, or what we call the clerical work. Legal work includes mainly, during your internships, the legal research. Now, legal research is a very interesting thing to do. And in our times, I remember we used to research from the books. I have already shared my experience on how to do law research from books in a library. If you have already subscribed to my YouTube channel Law Intellect, you would have got to see it by now. But nowadays, to do legal research work, you have your online websites and softwares to help you. The disadvantage to it is that many interns don't read the entire judgment. They just read what the computer selects for them. This takes away from you the very basic training for the skills that you need to become a good lawyer. Now, what are these skills? Well, I broadly categorize these skills into 2 very important skills. One is a skill of reading and the other is a skill of writing. So nothing wrong in using technology for research. But once you have found your judgment after your research, please do read it fully and entirely. In that you will learn how the judges of the top courts think and write. It is this that will help you understand how you should think and argue before them. When you are in the office as an intern, help in making notes for arguments. You must do that, because when you're preparing the notes, you're getting an opportunity to check with the lawyer whether the notes that you've prepared, is it right and correctly made? And during that discussion, you will get to understand as to when you prepare a note, you're basically keeping in mind as to what you're going to argue before the court and how you're going to argue before the court. So that is why making notes for arguments gives you a great exposure in becoming a good lawyer. Next comes your drafting skills. Well, most of the interns are not given an opportunity to do your drafting. And frankly, no one in an office will give you work, especially a drafting work, because they may feel that you may not be able to do it. But please remember, don't wait for work to come your way. It is not your college. No one is there for the sole purpose of teaching you. It is only your lecturers in the college that do that. In an office, it is for you who needs to go and ask for work. Show your interest. Show that you're ready to work hard, and show that you're willing to give time and learn. And when you do this, you will see that everyone would be more than happy to delegate to you any work possible, and that may include drafting work as well. Third, when I categorized it, I said the other category of work is your clerical work. Now, a lot of people think, and a lot of students, when they do their internship, obviously the firm would already have a clerk to do the work, the clerical work. I would definitely recommend that though the clerk is doing the work, please involve yourself in the work of the clerk. Now, what is that work I am talking about? Learn how to file a process fee. Learn how to apply for certified copies, etc. Learn to stand in those long queues where the clerk stands. Help the clerk. Visit the record room with the clerks. Understand that to make one simple hearing of few minutes inside the courtroom, how many people have to work in the background. Learn to appreciate that. Because tomorrow when you start your practice, you should not be dependent on anyone. You should understand everything. You should not be dependent even on a clerk for filing a case. Next, involve yourself in inspections. Learn how to update all order sheets. Although that's now become easy because all court orders are uploaded online. But at the same time when you're doing inspection, please learn how to update your file. Learn and see how the court keeps its file. That's an opportunity you get while you're doing a court file inspection. And that is exactly how you should keep and maintain all your files. Because when you're arguing the case, you should be able to see exactly what the judge is seeing. The same paginations on the pleadings, the same notes, the same underlines, the documents, everything. You need to start thinking the way the judge thinks just by seeing the way that he has already seen the file. Next, learn how to do a diary entry. How do lawyers actually keep a track of the case hearings? No matter how many dates have taken place, no matter when the client calls them, they just see the diary and they are able to tell how and what is the next date and for what purpose it is coming up from. It's very interesting. In fact, it's a science, I would say. So don't just depend on the courts or other lawyers in the office to tell you your next day's job. See it for yourself in the court diary. See what is coming up and for what purpose it is coming up. And then read the file accordingly. Because when you attend the court hearing the next day, you will understand what's exactly going on in the courtroom. Of course, you always have the option not to learn and spend your time just waiting for the case to come, case to reach, and spend time in the canteen while waiting for it. Most welcome to do that. But yes, if you really want to gain from your internships, you must do these things. Then learn how to read a cause list. A lot of interns come, they're standing in the court waiting for the case number to reach, but they never make an effort to understand how to see those serial numbers going. Take interest in that. Understand how a cause list is made and how the court functions. Next, learn how to prepare a court file. These are all clerical work, but they are very, very important work. Once you learn how to prepare a file in the office, you will understand what documents, what pleadings come first. What are pleadings? How a file is tagged. How to punch a hole in a paper. A lot of people, it may sound easy, but there are so many techniques to it. A lot of people are not even able to do that properly. Learn these things from the clerks during your internships. It will help you in the long run. Now, every firm will have a different way of keeping their files. Learn the various techniques and then adopt whichever suits you best. Friends, when you get free from court work and you're still there in the court, I would strongly recommend that you must sit in the courtroom and watch any senior arguing a case. Any senior you feel is arguing very well in the court. Observe and learn the way he is arguing. Learn his style. See what he is looking at. See the way he convinces the court and puts his story. When a good lawyer argues, you will see that though you don't know what case he is arguing about, but when you start hearing his arguments, you will be able to understand the entire case. He will make it sound so simple. Learn that art. In fact, a very interesting suggestion which came to me when I was interning, and that time one of our living legends, Dr. L.M. Singhvi sir, I'm sure most of you must have heard of it. He was a great legal luminary. He was a legend in our profession. He once told me this, that always watch and learn the art of arguments. He used to say 70% of your case is won because of your way, your art of arguments in the court. It's only 30% that goes in preparing the case, working hard. Of course, that 30% is also quite a lot and very important. But your case is won 70% because of the way you argue it in the court. So learn these techniques. And he used to say, the only way you can learn that is by sitting in the court and observing the seniors argue. So please, whenever you get a time, rather than sitting with your friends here and there, please be inside a courtroom. Wherever a good argument is going on, watch those arguments and learn the art of how to present your arguments in the court. Then friends, ask questions. You know, this is something which I have seen over the period of time. A lot of students are hesitant to ask questions. Please don't hesitate. Every age has its advantages, and you as interns have yours. As an intern, you can simply ask questions that otherwise may seem very silly. But then everyone understands that at this stage, it's okay for you not to know all the answers. Therefore, never hesitate to ask a question, no matter how small or silly it may sound. No one is there to judge you at that stage. Making you understand about whatever you want to know would help the lawyer get his work done much better through you. So that is the reason why everybody would be willing to answer your questions and teach you, provided they seem that you, or they feel that you are interested in learning. At the same time, please try and attempt, before asking, try and find the answers yourself through books or even Google for that matter. But whenever you ask a question, at least have some answer ready. Because even though that answer may be wrong, it would definitely give an idea to the lawyer that you have worked hard for it. Too many casual questions just for the heck of it is irritating and disturbing. So please avoid that. But that does not mean you should not ask questions. I would strongly recommend you to ask questions, and preferably before you ask the questions, be ready with the answers to whatever you think is the best possible answer. Next, litigation is very, very interesting, and yet some find it very boring, especially during internships. But isn't that the case with almost every new thing you learn in life? Well, you learn guitar or playing a game, say basketball or chess or anything like that. Initially, you will find it all very boring. But once you get the hang of it, you will automatically start loving it. And that's the same way with litigation. So use this time as interns to learn and take as much exposure as possible. And remember, you are young only once, and if you work it right, once is enough. So now with this, I will conclude, and let us now start taking up few questions depending on the time available. So I'll read your questions. So I have one question which says from, I'm not able to figure out from whom, it's how to get internship under a judge if you don't know one. Well, there's one thing I've learned in life, and I go a lot by the quote of George Bernard Shaw, who used to say, "The young do not know enough to be prudent. Hence, they attempt the impossible and achieve it generation after generation." The problem is, many get into the impression that I don't have a contact. What do I do? No judge will keep me to be allowing me to intern with a judge, with a High Court or a Supreme Court judge. Don't think, don't assume. Move an application. The application is moved through the Registrar General of that court. of the respective High Court or the Supreme Court. So write an application to them, and along with your application, it will be nice if you are able to get a recommendation from your college itself. So when you send that, depending as to your application and the availability with that court, definitely the Registrar General will respond to it. And the next question: where should one do his internship during the current outbreak? Well, friends, this lockdown has created a lot of different issues. Many lawyers at the moment don't have work. Many are trying to adopt to this new way of life. I recently did an argument through video conferencing before the High Court. Now, with the changing times, of course, the way we delegate work will also change. We are already trying to adjust with our office juniors and trying to coordinate with them in this remote manner. So as of now, many offices may not have any opportunities for internships because there wouldn't be any work to be given to you. Courts are closed, very few cases are being taken up. But yes, there might be some councils, say for example a government council, who may still have a lot of court cases, because being a government council they have to represent the government in many cases. You can apply to them, and probably they would be able to give you internships through video conferencing, give you work, and possibly you can help them by doing the research and sending them on email the research whatever you have done, along with your notes, of course. Well, the next question comes from Mr. Abhishek. The question is how to remain in contact with the person under whom one is interning after the internship is over. I'm surprised, Abhishek, that should even be a question. Today, I think everybody is on a lot of social networking sites. I'm sure you can keep contact from there. Everyone is also available on WhatsApp. Every lawyer, I'm sure, would, in fact I do love it when old interns and juniors get in touch with me. It's always a pleasure to know what they're doing in life, how they are doing, possibly, even when they approach us for guidance. I think it's wonderful. At least they remember us. So it's mutual both ways. So feel free to keep in touch. There are various ways of keeping in touch. I have also formed my firm name Law Intellect. I've made a Law Intellect alumni group. So a lot of my former interns and juniors are already part of it. So of course every lawyer loves to keep in touch with their former interns and juniors. So I don't think that should be a problem at all. Any other question? Because if there is none, so we can conclude it now. I think this was the last question available. So thank you, friends. I hope you gain from this, and I really hope that you will be able to gain much more from your future internships. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm available in all social media platforms. So I'll see you around. Thank you. And I really don't know how to even close this. Okay. So friends, I think I'll just need some help to be able to close this. Okay, while I was attempting to close this, I have come across one question. So I'll answer that. Where can a person do his internship when he is interested in corporate law? That question has come from Bhavika. Bhavika, what you need to do is there are all these law firms. If you go to their websites, there is an email address given. You may always send your CV through email to these firms. Generally, these firms give you a time for internship for possibly the next year or after about a year or so. So it's always good to immediately apply for an internship so that you can expect to get an internship in these firms, possibly in the year after about a year. So with that, I would conclude. Thank you everyone, and see you.